Afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Hybrid Now. Out here, obviously, cruising around in the new to me, it's the 2023 Toyota Prius Limited all-wheel drive. Love this car. I think it's awesome. I've had a few questions on the channel recently about the car, pricing, availability, that kind of stuff. So I thought I'd cover a little bit of that right now. First of all, pricing. You know, one question that I had was, am I gonna have to pay more money for the 2024 Toyota Prius? And by more money, I'm really talking about an aftermarket adjustment or a premium. You know, that's going on big time right now with the most popular vehicles because of short supply. You can't get them. You really have to take them out of allocation. And it's even difficult to build one right now, if you can build one at all. And that's certainly going on with the Toyota Prius. It seems that if you want one, you have to take one out of allocation, which means you're not going to have a big hand in deciding what it is that you really get. So I'm going to move angles here a little bit. So, you know, you kind of are at the mercy of the dealership, I guess. You kind of take what you can get. Now, that's kind of a bummer, I think, but at least you can get something. It's how I got this car. You know, originally, I had signed on to get one that was an allocated vehicle, and come to find out, it'd been sitting in a warehouse for 6 months because something was either wrong with it or it was waiting for a part. I don't know. Signed up for another one. It was actually at the same dealership, but I wasn't real confident that I was going to get that one either. So I went to a third dealership who I saw had one coming in, grabbed it out of allocation, and I had it 3 weeks later. That's my Toyota Prius story. That's how I got mine. Now, let's talk about aftermarket adjustments or pricing. I did not pay one on this car. I would not pay one on any vehicle. You know,
sorry, the network is currently
it's because my radio started talking to me because I said the T word, Toyota. Hopefully it didn't hear that. But anyway, this does have voice activated information and stuff in it. So if I say a word that it recognizes, it will come on and want to talk to me. But I would not pay an allocation or an aftermarket adjustment fee. And the problem right now is people are doing it, so dealers can demand it. And there's no way that you should ever do that. You're never going to get that money back. No one is going to give you an additional, let's say, $5,000 for that used Toyota Prius when you go to trade it in down the road. It's money that's going to just simply be lost. So I would highly recommend not doing that. I didn't have to do it. You shouldn't have to do it either. And the way to avoid it, one, is just to threaten not taking the vehicle. I mean, just tell them flat out, I'm not paying a fee. And go to a different dealership. Even if you have to travel a little bit, you know, an hour or two of your time, unless you're a renowned heart surgeon or something, is probably worth, you know, $5,000 or more. As far as the 2024s versus the 2023s, you know, since the car seemed to have come out mid-year this year, or at least for any kind of availability, I don't really see any differences in what they're doing with the 2024s compared to the 23s. I mean, you might have a couple little styling tweaks here or there. There might be a color or two difference available, but that's really about it. You're not going to see huge differences. So picking up a 2024 versus a 2023, I don't think it really matters if you can still get a 23. I'm sure there's still some new ones out there somewhere in the country. Someone asked me too recently, they've got one on order, and is it going to be a 2024 or a 2023? Well, Toyota now is building the 2024s. So if you've got one on order, you're going to get a 2024. You're not going to get a 2023. Is that a bad thing? Well, only if you have to pay more money for it. And only if the dealership is going to try to charge you that aftermarket adjustment because of scarcity on a vehicle that you ordered that's supposed to be a 2023, but in essence is now going to be a 2024. I had that happen to me a while back. I ordered a Toyota Tacoma, and it was at the end of 2023. It actually was in October, and not 2023. It was whatever year it was. It was a few years ago, and I ended up getting the next model year because Toyota had switched over to building the next model year. So that certainly can happen. Your dealership should be able to tell you that. So if that's of concern to you, then I would get a hold of your dealer. It should be a transparent process, right? I mean, there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to know what the heck it is that you're buying. I mean, come on, man. Lastly, the one thing that the Prius is still missing is the spare tire. And it's funny because it only seems to be here in the US. I believe overseas, the Prius does come with a spare tire. Unfortunately, for us here in the United States, we get that fix-a-flat kit. You know, that gunk in the can that you have to hook up via the air filler nozzle and stick inside the tire or force inside of the tire. The problem with those is they only work on specific punctures or problems. If you have a major blowout, obviously you're not going to be able to squirt that stuff in your tire and fill a hole that's this big, right? Also, if you have a hole or a problem in the wrong place, they're not going to work either. That to me is a little bit concerning, and I know a lot of people say, well, gee, you have roadside assistance, just call them or AAA or whatever. That's all good and fine, but when you're out in the middle of nowhere and you're sitting on the side of the road in heat that could be, 100 and some degrees, especially in the vehicle, or let's go the other way, really, really cold, do you want to sit there on the side of the road burning gas, and hopefully you have enough left to do that while you're waiting for 3 or 4 hours or even longer to have somebody come and help you out? Not my thing, but unfortunately it appears the 2024 has the same lack of spare tire. Anyway, leave a comment, let me know. I'd be curious if you've got one on order. What year are you getting, particularly if you ordered one in 2023, which everybody would do right now because we're still in 2023, right? Leave a comment, let me know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.